Co-living. It is a thing. Have any of you, are you old enough to watch the show The Waltons? This is where we had Grandma and Grandpa Walton, John and Olivia, and all of their kids all living underneath one roof. That is one type of co-living arrangement. And they handled it pretty well. As time went on, you know, everybody wanted their own space and everybody started getting their own houses. And now what we're seeing is a lot of people and families are transitioning back to this co-living type arrangement. And sometimes you might have brothers and sisters or, you know, family members coming together underneath the same roof. Like I'm down here in Florida, in Northwest Florida, and we've got a lot of people who buy vacation properties together. They may not be here at the same time, or they might be here at the same time. You know, it just depends on, every family is a little bit different. And so one of the things that I have been seeing is co-living is a different type of arrangement. Right now in our economy, it's really tough. We've got the rent is sky high, so people cannot afford to rent on their own, or it's very, very difficult, okay, which leaves them hardly any money to live on. And interest rates are very high at about, 7% or higher, which makes it very difficult, if next to impossible, for families to buy. And this is a very unique situation. If you can't afford to rent and you can't afford to buy, what is it that you're going to do? We don't want you living in your cars, right? We don't want homeless people out there living on the street. So there are other alternatives, and a lot of these places are reverting, and people are reverting back to what is called a co-living arrangement. When you were in college, you might have had a roommate and you shared expenses. Well, there's lots of opportunities where now families and people who don't even know each other are coming together and sharing homes. That's called a co-living arrangement. And one of the benefits, not all of them are doing this, of course, but one of the benefits that I'm seeing for a co-living arrangement is you are able to live in a beautiful home, much more nice than what you would ever be able to afford on your own. So you have a better quality of lifestyle for less money. And one of the things down here in Northwest Florida, we've got 3 target markets that I am targeting this year, and that's the short-term vacation rental market for families who want to come down here and vacation with their kids, families. And number 2, we've got the midterm market, which is for short-term, like 30, 60, 90 days, like your traveling nurses, your government contractors who need temporary housing, or housing for families who maybe are in transition, trying to find a rental for themselves or want to buy a property and they need a place to live just temporarily. And then we have a long-term, which is a 1 year or more lease, and they are looking for a place to live. And this is where the co-living model comes into effect for me. And so what I am doing is I am looking for some properties that are larger, nicer, turnkey, fully furnished properties that are sitting on at least a 1/4 acre or more for families to have plenty of room. So it needs to have multiple bedrooms. So what I'm looking for is at least a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. And I'm going to explain to you what my methodology is. My thought process is, if we had 2 couples who each had a child, you would have, each couple would have a bedroom, and you could have a boy bedroom for the boys and a girl bedroom for the girls. That's one option. That's just something that I'm, thinking about in my head to kind of let you understand where I'm coming from. And for me, it's really important. I know a lot of you out there, your kids are spending way too much time behind the screen and on the phones instead of outside playing. We live in a beautiful area down here in Northwest Florida. And so I want to give these families a place to be outside and enjoy entertaining outside, enjoy having the fresh air. If you notice right here, the sweet little old boy, isn't he precious out here blowing bubbles? And, that's what I'm after. I want to give them a space to do that, which is why I'm looking for properties that have fenced in yards so that the families can have a little dog and, basically just have the American dream. And I'm not talking about super fancy or anything like that, but I am wanting to give these people a safe, beautiful home for them to be enjoying with their families. I just want to move over a little bit. Isn't he precious? Reminds me of my little grandson, Reagan. So sweet. So sweet. So anyways, one of the properties that I have been looking at, I wanted to share with you today, just to kind of give you some insights and see what you think. Take me just a second to get there. All right. This pretty little home has a beautiful, beautiful backyard, and they have just done a terrific job on having this seating area where people can be outside. And this is a little covered area. And, people can sit here or over there. I'm just going to kind of go through these kind of quickly just to show you. Now, this is nothing extra fancy by any means, but I love what they have done because it serves its purpose. It's a beautiful little outside area. You look, got a beautiful tree, lots of shade, places for the kids to play. Go through here just a little bit. There's a little outdoor shed, can be used for a little hobby or, just to get away, maybe even put your exercise equipment or whatever. I see a jungle gym out there, which is perfect for the kiddos. Grilling area. On this particular house, they've got solar panels. Now, I will tell you, I am not a fan of these solar panels, but the benefit of this one is these solar panels are paid off in full, so there's no note or lien against the house on that. So that particular thing is good. And I would have to take a look because I've not done that yet to see how they are benefiting. And one of the things you have to watch out for on these solar panels is ongoing additional expense each year. And then when you have to get rid of those solar panels, there's an expense associated with that. Here's a little herb garden that they've got on the side. Notice they've got an outdoor shower to get the sand and everything off down here, folks. You may not realize it, but that is a big deal. I've got one here at the house, because it's all about sand. That grass is full of sand no matter what. You go in and out of the house 100 times and you're going to have sand all over your floors. So there's that little shed I was talking about, and they got a little swing here. So as you can see, this would be a perfect little place for a family. Large enough lot, y'all, where they could put we could put a pool in or whatever. Not saying that we want to, because that's a liability, but I'm just saying there's plenty of room for someone to do that. Okay. And I'm going to go up here, show you the inside, why I like the inside. Nice, big, open floor concept. And this is important, especially when you have more than one family in here. Everybody needs to have their space. You need to have plenty of cabinet space. You need to have plenty of pantry space, places where people can go to be by themselves, as well as places to be together. So they've done a really great job updating this home, in my opinion. Look at all this wide open space. There's plenty of bedrooms. Anybody would be proud to live here. If I can get on through here a little bit. This is one little area right here that could be turned into like a living room or a den. Huge, huge bedrooms here. I mean, absolutely huge. So much potential. So much potential. Let's look at the bathrooms right quick. As you can see, everything is updated. Wouldn't have to do anything. This is just absolutely, looks to me like move-in ready. All I would have to do would be furnish it. And it's important for me, that's lovely. It's important to me for these families that we have something that is furnished so that they don't have to worry about it. because a lot of times when you're just getting started, those young families in the military, they end up having to go out and they go into debt because they think they have to have furniture and all of those different stuff, and that's expensive. And then as far as being a landlord, when you have somebody that is moving furniture in and out all the time, or your washers and dryers and fridges and stoves and all of that stuff, that is very dangerous for your property because they can tear stuff up if they don't know what they're doing. So I would just rather up front have all that nice stuff available where all they have to do is walk in. It is a turnkey property. And then one of the next things is, besides just being fully furnished, is we're going to provide all the lawn care services for them. So I don't have to worry about my neighbors complaining or anything like that, and worried about, them not keeping the yard up and that not looking nice. So we want to provide that for them, as well as all of the utilities up to a certain level will be covered as part of their rent. I literally want them to be able to sign a lease and walk in with just their clothes on their back and feel right at home and be super duper proud of where it is that they're living. And I did forget to show you, let me go back here for a second, the home as far as the outside. Again, this is not a fancy home by any means, but it is a beautiful home. And, I would do something different here in the front to make that a little bit more appealing with some landscaping, get my husband out there because, you want it to have nice curb appeal. The other thing that you notice here is this garage. It has a big, long, nice driveway. So multiple cars would not be an issue for this particular property. It's got beautiful curb appeal here, this nice porch. And again, this is where you saw the backyard. So anyways, I just wanted to come on here this afternoon, like I promised. And it's all about, the families. It's all about providing affordable housing for these military families and other families as well. But my heart, I'm a 23-year military spouse. And so it's real important to me that I do what I can do to help military families. And, providing affordable housing is something that I feel like that is within my reach to be able to do for these families. I want them, like I said, to be able to enjoy being down here and having a nice home that they can be proud of, and that they would tell their friends and invite their friends over and, not be embarrassed. I don't want them to be in a slummy place. They're out here serving our country. I'm not saying they should live in $1 million houses. I don't mean that, but just a clean, safe, nice environment for them is not asking too much for anybody. And we can do that. So again, if this is something that you would like to be a part of, this is something that this is bigger than us. Imagine being able to be part of something where every month we know that we are buying another house and we're providing not just one family, but multiple families. We're helping them by providing an affordable housing option for them. Then, a couple of the other ones that I've talked to you about is we've got 3 target markets here. How many of y'all would love to come down here to the Emerald Coast along the Gulf of Mexico and bring your family to the beach? I want to be able to provide that opportunity for you. And we can do that. Nothing super fancy, as you said, but just to have a home away from home. How many of y'all know that somebody that comes down here, anywhere from, Gulf Shores, Alabama to Panama City Beach, that's where we're at. We're talking Perdido. We're talking Gulf Shores. We're talking Pensacola, Navarre Beach, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, 30A, Panama City. All of those are right here within this area. And we want to have some of those homes. There's no sense. We don't have to do a lot of advertising. Why? Because I've got enough people on my Facebook feed right now that you guys, if you're part of this program, Bedrooms by the Beach, you should want to support this program because it's going to be putting money in your pocket. Wouldn't you refer people? And wouldn't you prefer that they go and stay in one of your funded properties? I would think so. It would make sense to me. So we can cut down on some of that expense just by our friends and family. And the same thing goes with, if you want to be part of this. How cool is that that our goal this year is we want to buy a property every single month And we want to be able to bring families just like this little guy right here and be able to give them a nice place to call home. So that's enough for today. Just wanted to show you just kind of like where my mindset was. I'm not talking about, big, huge, fancy homes, but I am talking about nice homes with multiple bedrooms and nice fenced in yards, fully furnished, utilities included, where those families can not only afford to live, but they can thrive as well because they're going to have more money left over. So this is Nancy Gaskins, sowing seeds of financial hope and entrepreneurial opportunity in communities around the globe. If you know of anybody that would be interested in the Bedrooms by the Beach program, please send them our way. Y'all have a great day.